The Book of Enoch. Book 2. Parables. Enoch 37. The second vision of wisdom. The vision which saw Enoch, the son of Jared, son of Mahalalel, son of Kenan, son of Enos, son of Seth, son of Adam. This is the beginning of the words of wisdom which I lifted up my voice to declare, and recount to those which dwell on earth. Hear, you men of old time, and see, you that come after, the holy words which I will speak before the Lord of spirits. It were better to declare to those men of old time, but even from those that come after, we will not withhold the beginning of wisdom. Until the present day the Lord of spirits has never given such wisdom as I have received, according to my insight, according to the good pleasure of the Lord of spirits, by whom the lot of eternal life has been given to me. 3 parables were imparted to me. I lifted up my voice and recounted them to those that dwell on the earth. Enoch 38. First parable. When the congregation of the righteous will appear, sinners are judged for their sins and driven from the face of the earth. When the righteous one shall appear before the eyes of the elect righteous, whose works are wrought in dependence on the Lord of spirits, light will appear to the righteous and the elect who dwell on the earth, where then will be the dwelling of the sinners, where the resting place of those who have denied the Lord of spirits. It had been good for them if they had not been born. When the secrets of the righteous shall be revealed, then will the sinners be judged and the godless driven from the presence of the righteous and elect. From that time those who possess the earth will no longer be powerful and exalted, and they will not be able to behold the face of the holy, for the light of the Lord of spirits is seen on the face of the holy, and righteous and elect. Then the kings and the mighty perish, will be given into the hand of the righteous and holy. Thenceforward none will seek for mercy for them with the Lord of spirits, for their life is at an end. Enoch 39. It will come to pass in those days that elect and holy children of the high heaven will descend, and their seed will become one with the children of men. In those days Enoch received books of zeal and wrath, and books of disquiet and expulsion, and if mercy will not be accorded to them, say the Lord of spirits. In those days a cloud and a whirlwind carried me off from the earth, and set me down at the end of the heavens. Here I saw another vision, the mansions of the holy and the resting places of the righteous. Here mine eyes saw their dwellings with his righteous angels, and their resting places with the holy, and they petitioned and interceded, and prayed for the children of men. Righteousness flowed before them as water, and mercy like dew upon the earth, so it is they fare forever and ever. In that place mine eyes saw the elect one of righteousness and of faith, and how righteousness shall prevail in his days, and the righteous and elect shall be without number before him forever and ever. I saw his dwelling place under the wings of the Lord of spirits, and all the righteous and elect before him are beautifully resplendent as lights of fire, and their mouth is full of blessing. Their lips extol the name of the Lord of spirits, and righteousness before him never fail, and uprightness never fails before him. Here I wished to dwell, and my soul longed for the dwelling place. Here already heretofore had been my portion, for so has it been established concerning me, before the Lord of spirits. In those days I lauded and extolled the name of the Lord of spirits with blessings and praises, because he has destined for me blessing and glory, according to the good pleasure of the Lord of spirits. For a long time my eyes regarded that place, and I blessed him and extolled him, saying, Blessed be, and may he be blessed from the beginning forevermore. Before him there is no ceasing. He knows what the world is before it is created, and generation unto generation that shall arise. Those who sleep not bless you. They stand before your glory, and bless, Lord, and extol, saying, Holy, 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 is the Lord of spirits. He fills the earth with spirits. Here my eyes saw all those who sleep not, how they stand before him, bless and say, Blessed be you, and blessed be the name of the Lord forever and ever. My face was changed until I could no longer see. Enoch Slavonic 18. The men took and brought me up into the fifth heaven, and I saw there many hosts not to be counted called Grigori, and their appearance was like men, and their size was greater than that of the giants. Their countenances were dried, and their lips are always silent. There was no service in the fifth heaven. I said to the men who were with me, Why are these men very dried, their faces melancholy, their lips silent, and there is no service in this heaven? And they said to me, These are the Grigori, who, with their prince Satan, rejected the Holy Lord. In consequence of these things they are kept in great darkness in the second heaven, and of them there went 3 to the earth from the throne of God to the place Hermon. They entered into dealings on the side of Mount Hermon, and they saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and took unto themselves wives. They made the earth foul with their deeds. They acted lawlessly in all times of this age, and wrought confusion, and the giants were born, and the strangely tall men, and there was much wickedness. On account of this God judged them with a mighty judgment. They lament for their brethren, and they will be punished at the great day of the Lord. I said to the Grigori, I have seen your brethren, and their works, and their great torments. I have prayed for them, but God has condemned them under the earth until the heaven and earth are ended forever. I said, Why do you wait, brethren, and not serve before the face of the Lord? Perform your duties before the face of the Lord, and do not anger your Lord to the end. They listened to my rebuke. They stood in the 4 orders in this heaven, and lo, as I was standing with these men, 4 trumpets resounded together with a loud voice, and the Grigori sang with one voice, and their voices went forth before the Lord with sadness and tenderness. Enoch Slavonic 20. And these men took me thence and brought me to the 7th heaven, and I saw there a very great light, and the fiery hosts of great archangels, and incorporeal powers, and lordships, and principalities, and powers, cherubim, seraphim, thrones, and the watchfulness of many eyes. There were 10 troops, a station of brightness, and I was afraid and trembled with a great terror. Those men took hold of me and brought me into their midst, and said to me, Be of good cheer, Enoch, be not afraid. They showed me the Lord from afar sitting on his lofty throne, and all the heavenly hosts having approached stood on the 10 steps, according to their rank, and made obeisance to the Lord. So they proceeded to their places in joy and mirth, in boundless light, singing songs with low and gentle voices, gloriously serving him. Enoch Slavonic 21. They leave not nor depart day or night, standing before the face of the Lord, working his will. Cherubim and seraphim, standing round his throne. The 6-winged creatures overshadow all his throne, singing with a soft voice before the face of the Lord. Holy, 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 Lord God of Sabaoth. Heaven and earth are full of your glory. When I had seen all these things, these men said unto me, Enoch, up to this time we have been ordered to accompany you. Those men departed from me, and I saw them no more. I remained alone at the extremity of the heaven, and was afraid, fell on my face, and said within myself, Woe is me, what has come upon me? The Lord sent one of his glorious archangels, Gabriel, and he said to me, Be of good cheer, Enoch, be not afraid, stand up, come with me, and stand up before the face of the Lord forever. I answered him and said, O Lord, my spirit has departed from me with fear and trembling. Call to me the men who have brought me to this place. Upon them I have relied, and with them I would go before the face of the Lord. Gabriel hurried me away like a leaf carried off by the wind, and he took me and set me before the face of the Lord. Enoch 40. After that, I saw thousands of thousands, and 10,000 times 10,000, a multitude beyond number and reckoning, who stood before the Lord of spirits. I looked, and on the 4 sides of the Lord of spirits I saw 4 presences, different from those that sleep not, and I learnt their names, for the angel that came with me made known to me their names, and showed me all the hidden things. I heard the voice of those 4 presences as they gave glory before the Lord of glory. The first voice blesses the Lord of spirits forever and ever. The second voice I heard blessing the elect ones who cleave to the Lord of spirits. The third voice I heard pray and intercede for those who dwell on the earth and supplicate in the name of the Lord of spirits. I heard the fourth voice fending off the Satans and forbidding them to appear before the Lord of spirits to accuse them who dwell on the earth. After that I asked the angel of peace who went with me, who showed me everything that is hidden, Who are these 4 presences which I have seen, and whose words I have heard, and written down? He said to me, This first is Michael the merciful and long-suffering. The second, who is set over all the diseases and the wounds of the children of men, is Raphael. The third, who is set over all the powers, is Gabriel. The fourth, who is set over the repentance and hope of those who inherit eternal life, is named Phanuel. These are the 4 angels of the Lord of spirits, and the 4 voices I heard in those days. Enoch 41. After that I saw all the secrets of the heavens, how the kingdom is divided, how the actions of men are weighed upon the balance. There saw I the mansions of the elect, and the mansions of the holy, and mine eyes saw that all the sinners being driven from thence which had denied the name of the Lord of spirits, and being dragged off, they could not abide there because of the punishment which proceeds from the Lord of spirits. There mine eyes saw the secrets of the lightning and of the thunder, and the secrets of the winds, how they are divided to blow over the earth, and the secrets of the clouds and dew. There I saw from whence they proceed in that place, and from whence they saturate the dust of the earth. There I saw closed chambers out of which the winds are apportioned, and the chamber of the hail and winds, and the chamber of the mist and the cloud thereof hovers over the earth from before eternity. I saw the chambers of the sun and moon whence they proceed, where they come again, their glorious return, how one is superior to the other, and their stately orbit. How they do not leave their orbit, and they have nothing to their orbit, and they take nothing from it, and they keep faith with each other, abiding by the oath. First the sun goes forth, and traverses his path according to the commandment of the Lord of spirits, and mighty is his name forever and ever. After that comes the hidden and the visible path of the moon, traversing the orbit of her path in that place, by day and by night, the one holding a position opposite to the other before the Lord of spirits. And they give thanks and praise, and rest not, for to them their thanksgiving is rest. For the sun changes oft for a blessing or a curse, and the course of the path of the moon is light to the righteous and darkness to the sinners, in the name of the Lord, who made a separation between the light and the darkness, and divided the spirits of men, and strengthens the spirits of the righteous in the name of his righteousness. For neither angel nor power is able to prevent, for he appoints a judge for them all, and he judges them all before him. Enoch 42. Wisdom found no place where she might dwell, then a dwelling place was assigned her in the heavens. Wisdom came to make her dwelling among the children of men, and found no dwelling place. Then wisdom returned to her place, and took her seat among the angels. Unrighteousness came forth from her chambers, and she found those whom she sought not, and dwelt with them as rain in a desert, and dew on a thirsty land. Enoch 43. Again I saw lightning and the stars of heaven. I saw how he called them all by their names, and they heard him. I saw how they are weighed in a righteous balance according to their proportions of light, the width of their spaces, and the day of their appearing, and how their revolution produces lightning, and their revolution according to the number of the angels, and how they keep faith with each other. I asked the angel who went with me and showed me what was hidden. What are these? He said to me, The Lord of spirits has showed you their parable. These are the names of the holy who dwell on the earth and believe in the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. Enoch 44. Also other phenomena I saw in regard to the lightnings. How some of the stars arise, become lightnings, and cannot part with their new form. Second parable. Enoch 45. This is the second parable concerning those who deny the name of the dwelling of the holy ones, and the Lord of spirits. They will not ascend into the heaven, and on the earth they will not come. Such will be the lot of the sinners who deny the name of the Lord of spirits, who are so preserved for the day of suffering and tribulation. On that day, mine elect one will sit on the throne of glory, and make choice amongst their deeds. Their mansions will be innumerable, and their souls will grow strong within them when they see mine elect ones, and those who have called upon my glorious name. On that day, I will cause mine elect one to dwell among them, and I will transform the heaven, and make it an eternal blessing and light. I will transform the earth and make it a blessing, and cause mine elect ones to dwell upon it. But the sinners and evildoers will not set foot thereon. For I have seen and satisfied with peace my righteous ones, and have caused them to dwell before me. but for the sinners there is judgment impending with me, so that I may destroy them from the face of the earth. Enoch 46. There I saw one who had a head of days, and his head was white like wool. With him was another being whose countenance had the appearance of a man, and his face was full of graciousness like one of the holy angels. I asked the angel who went with me and showed me all the hidden things, concerning that Son of Man, who he was, whence he was, and why he went with the head of days. He answered, and said unto me, This is the Son of Man who has righteousness, with whom dwells righteousness, and who reveals all the treasures of that which is hidden. The Lord of spirits has chosen him, because his lot before the Lord of spirits has surpassed everything in uprightness forever. This Son of Man whom you have seen will arouse the kings, and the mighty ones from their couches, and the strong from their thrones, and will loosen the reins of the strong, and grind to powder the teeth of the sinners. He will put down the kings from their thrones and kingdoms, because they do not extol and praise him, nor thankfully acknowledge whence the kingdom was bestowed upon them. He will put down the countenance of the strong, and shame will cover them. Darkness will be their dwelling, and worms their bed, and they will have no hope of rising from their beds, because they do not extol the name of the Lord of spirits. These are those who make themselves masters of the stars of heaven, and raise their hands against the Most High, and tread down the earth, and dwell upon it. All their deeds manifest unrighteousness, and all their deeds are unrighteousness. Their power rests upon their riches, and their faith is in the gods which they have made with their hands. The name of the Lord of spirits have they denied. They will be driven forth from the houses of his congregations, and of the faithful who cleave to the name of the Lord of spirits. Enoch 47. In those days the prayer of the righteous, and the blood of the righteous, will have ascended from the earth before the Lord of spirits. In those days will the holy ones who dwell above in the heavens unite with one voice, and supplicate, intercede, Lord, give thanks, and bless the name of the Lord of spirits on account of the blood of the righteous which has been shed, that the prayer of the righteous may not be in vain before the Lord of spirits, that judgment may be done unto them, and that they may not have to suffer forever. In those days I saw the head of days when he had seated himself on the throne of his glory, and the books of the living were opened before him, and his whole host which is in heaven above and around him stood before him. The hearts of the holy were filled with joy that the number of righteousness had drawn near, the prayer of the righteous was heard, and the blood of the righteous required before the Lord of spirits. Enoch 48. In that place I saw a fountain of righteousness which was inexhaustible. Around it were many fountains of wisdom, and all the thirsty drank of them, and were filled with wisdom, and had their dwellings with the righteous, and holy, and elect. At that hour, that Son of Man was named in the presence of the Lord of spirits, and his name before the head of days. Before the sun and the signs were created, before the stars of the heaven were made, his name was named before the Lord of spirits. He will be a staff to the righteous, on which they will support themselves and not fall, and he will be the light of the Gentiles, and the hope of those who are troubled of heart. All who dwell on earth will fall down and bow the knee before him, and will bless, Lord, and celebrate with song the Lord of spirits. For this reason he has been chosen and hidden before him, before the creation of the world and forevermore. the wisdom of the Lord of spirits has revealed him to the holy and righteous, for he preserves the lot of the righteous, because they have hated and despised this world of unrighteousness, and have hated all its works and ways in the name of the Lord of spirits. For they are saved in his name, and he is the avenger of their life. In those days the kings of the earth, and the strong who possess the earth, will be of downcast countenance because of the works of their hands. For on the day of their anguish and affliction their souls will not be saved. I will give them over into the hands of mine elect. As straw in fire, and as lead in water they will burn before the face of the holy, and sink before the face of the righteous, and no trace of them will any more be found. On the day of their affliction, there will be rest on the earth. Before them they will fall, and not rise again, and there will be no one to take them with his hands and raise them, for they have denied the Lord of spirits, and his anointed. The name of the Lord of spirits be blessed. Enoch 49. For wisdom is poured out like water, and glory fails not before him forever and ever. For he is mighty in all the secrets of righteousness, and unrighteousness will disappear as a shadow and have no continuance. Because the elect one stands before the Lord of spirits, and his glory is forever and ever, and his might unto all generations. In him dwell the spirit of wisdom, and the spirit of him who gives knowledge, the spirit of understanding, and of might, and the spirit of those who have fallen asleep in righteousness. He will judge the secret things, and no one will be able to utter a lying word before him. For he is the elect one before the Lord of spirits according to his good pleasure. Enoch 50. In those days, a change will take place in the lot of the holy and elect ones, and the light of days will abide upon them, and glory and honor will turn to the holy. On the day of affliction, evil will gather over the sinners, but the righteous will be victorious in the name of the Lord of spirits, and he will cause the others to witness that they may repent and forego the works of their hands. They will have no honor through the name of the Lord of spirits, yet through his name they will be saved. The Lord of spirits will have compassion on them, for his compassion is great. He is righteous in his judgment. In the presence of his glory and in his judgment no unrighteousness shall maintain itself. Whosoever repents not before him will perish. From henceforth he will show no mercy to them, said the Lord of spirits. Enoch 51. In those days will the earth also give back those who are treasured up within it, and Sheol also will give back that which it has received, and hell will give back that which it owes. He will choose the righteous and holy from among them, for the day of their redemption has drawn nigh. The elect one will in those days sit on my throne, and all the secrets of wisdom will stream forth from the counsels of his mouth. For the Lord of spirits has given it to him and has glorified him. In those days will the mountains leap like rams, and the hills will skip like lambs satisfied with milk, and they will all become angels in heaven. Their faces will be lighted up with joy, because in those days the elect one has appeared, and the earth will rejoice, and the righteous will dwell upon it, and the elect will go to and fro upon it. Enoch 52. After those days, in that place where I had seen all the visions of that which is hidden, for I had been carried off in a whirlwind and borne towards the west. There mine eyes saw all the hidden things of heaven that shall be. An iron mountain, one of copper, one of silver, one of gold, one of soft metal, one of lead. I asked the angel who went with me, saying, What things are these which I have seen in secret? He said unto me, All these things which you have seen serve the dominion of his anointed, that he may be potent and mighty on the earth. That angel of peace answered me and said, Wait a little, and there will be revealed to you everything that is hidden, which the Lord of spirits has established. Those mountains which your eyes have seen, the mountain of iron, of copper, of silver, of gold, of soft metal, and of lead, all those will in the presence of the elect one be as wax before the fire, and like the water which streams down from above upon those mountains, and will become powerless before his feet. It will come to pass in those days that none shall be saved either by gold or by silver, and none shall be able to escape. There will be no iron for war, nor garment for a coat of mail. Bronze will be of no service, tin will be of no service, and will not be esteemed, and lead will not be desired. All these things will be disowned and destroyed from the surface of the earth when the elect one will appear before the face of the Lord of spirits. Enoch 53. There mine eyes saw a valley with open and deep mouths, and all who dwell on the earth, and sea and islands, will bring to him gifts, and presents, and tokens of homage, but that deep valley will not become full. For they commit crimes with their hands, sinners as they are, they criminally devour all the acquisitions. Accordingly as sinners they will perish before the face of the Lord of spirits, and will be removed from off the face of his earth, continually forever and ever. For I have seen the angels of punishment abiding and preparing all the instruments of Satan. I asked the angel of peace who went with me, For whom these instruments are they preparing them? He said unto me, They are for the kings and the mighty of the earth, that they may thereby be destroyed. After this the righteous and elect one will cause the house of his congregation to appear. Henceforth they will no more be hindered in the name of the Lord of spirits. These mountains will not stand fast as the earth before his righteousness, and the hills will be as a fountain of water, and the righteous will have rest from the oppression of sinners. Enoch 54. I looked and turned to another part of the earth, and saw there a deep valley with burning fire. They brought the kings and the mighty, and put them into this deep valley. Then mine eyes saw how they made instruments for them, iron chains of immeasurable weight. I asked the angel of peace who was with me, saying, For whom are they prepared these chain instruments? He said unto me, These are prepared for the hosts of Azazel, so that they may take them and cast them into the abyss of complete condemnation, and cover their jaws with rough stones as the Lord of spirits commanded. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Phanuel will take hold of them on that great day and cast them on that day into a burning furnace, that the Lord of spirits may take vengeance on them for their unrighteousness, in becoming subject to Satan and leading astray those who dwell on the earth. In those days will punishment come from the Lord of spirits, and all the chambers of waters which are above the heavens will be opened, of the fountains which are below the heavens, and beneath the earth. All the waters will be joined with the waters, that which is above the heavens is the masculine, and the water which is beneath the earth is the feminine. All who dwell on the earth will be destroyed, and those who dwell under the ends of the heaven. They will thereby recognize their unrighteousness which they have committed on the earth, and owing to this will they be destroyed. Enoch 55. After that, the head of days repented and said, In vain have I destroyed all who dwell on the earth. He swore by his great name, Henceforth I will not do so to all who dwell on the earth, and I will set a sign in the heavens. This will be a pledge of good faith between me and them forever, so long as heaven is above the earth. This will be according to my command. When I desire to take hold of them by the hand of the angels on the day of tribulation and pain, before this I will cause mine anger and my punishment to abide upon them, say God, the Lord of spirits. You mighty kings who will dwell on the earth, you shall have to behold mine elect, how he sits on the throne of glory and judges Azazel and all his associates, and all his hosts, in the name of the Lord of spirits. Enoch 56. I saw there the hosts of the angel of punishment going with scourges, and chains of iron, and bronze. I asked the angel of peace who went with me, and said, To whom are these angels with the scourges going? He said to me, Each one to his elect and beloved ones, that they may be cast into the chasm of the abyss of the valley. Then that valley will be filled with their elect and beloved, and the days of their lives will be at an end, and the days of their being led astray will from that time on no longer be reckoned. In those days will the angels return, and hurl themselves upon the east, upon the Parthians and Medes, to stir up the kings, and provoke in them a spirit of unrest, and rouse them from their thrones, that they may break forth from their resting places as lions and as hungry wolves among their flocks. They will march up to and tread underfoot the land of his elect ones, and the land of his elect ones will be before them a threshing floor and a path. But the city of my righteous will be a hindrance to their horses, and they will begin to fight amongst themselves, and their right hand will be strong against themselves. A man will not know his brother, nor a son his father or his mother, until the number of corpses through their slaughter is beyond count, and their punishment be no idle one. In those days Sheol will open its jaws, and they will be swallowed up therein. Their destruction will be at an end. Sheol will devour the sinners in the presence of the elect. Enoch 57. It came to pass after this that I saw again a host of wagons whereon men were riding, and they came on the wings of the wind from the east and from the west to the south. The noise of their wagons was heard, and when this turmoil took place the holy ones from the heaven remarked it, and the pillars of the earth were moved from their place, and was heard from the one extremity of heaven to the other in one day. They would all fall down and worship the Lord of spirits. This is the end of the second parable. Third parable. Enoch 58. I began to speak the third parable concerning the righteous and the elect. Blessed are you, you righteous and elect, for glorious will be your lot. The righteous will be in the light of the sun, and the elect in the light of eternal life. There will be no end to the days of their life, and the days of the holy will be without number. They will seek the light and find righteousness with the Lord of spirits. There will be peace to the righteous in the name of the Lord of the world. After that, it will be said to the holy that they should seek in heaven the secrets of righteousness, the heritage of faith. For it has become bright as the sun upon earth, and the darkness is past. There will be unceasing light, and on the reckoning of the days they will not enter, for the former darkness will be destroyed, and the light will be established before the Lord of spirits. The light of uprightness will be established forever before the Lord of spirits. Enoch 59. In those days, mine eyes saw the secrets of the lightnings and of the luminaries, and of the judgments they execute, and they lighten for a blessing or a curse as the Lord of spirits wills. Then I saw the secrets of the thunder, how when it resounds above in the heaven, the peal thereof is heard. And they caused me to see the dwelling places of the earth, and the pealing of the thunder, how it ministers unto well-being and blessing, or serves for a curse before the Lord of spirits. After that all the secrets of the luminaries and lightnings were shown to me, how they lighten to give blessing and satisfy. Enoch 60. In the year 500, in the 7th month, on the 14th day of the month in the life of Enoch. In that parable, I saw how the heaven of heavens quaked with a mighty earthquake, and the hosts of the Most High, and the angels, 1,000 thousands, and 10,000 times 10,000, were thrown into an exceeding great disquiet. The head of days sat on the throne of his glory, the angels and the righteous stood around him. A great trembling seized me, and fear took hold of me. My loins became relaxed, and my whole being melted away. I fell upon my face. Then Michael sent another angel from among the holy ones, and he raised me up. My spirit returned, for I had not been able to endure the look of this host, the commotion and quaking of the heaven. Michael said unto me, What vision has so disquieted you? Until this day lasted the day of his mercy, for he was merciful and long-suffering towards those who dwell on the earth. But when the day, the power, the punishment, and the judgment have come which the Lord of spirits has prepared for those who serve not the righteous law, and for those who deny the righteous judgment, and for those who take his name in vain, that day is prepared for the elect a covenant, but for sinners an inquisition. On that day will two monsters be parted, a female monster named Leviathan to dwell in the depths of the ocean over the fountains of the waters. But the male is called Behemoth, who occupies with his breast a waste wilderness named Dendane, on the east of the garden where the elect and righteous dwell, where my grandfather was taken up, the seventh from Adam, the first man whom the Lord of spirits created. I besought that other angel that he should show me the might of those monsters, how they were parted on one day, and the one was placed in the depth of the sea, and the other in the mainland of the wilderness. He spoke to me, You son of man, you do seek here to know what is hidden. Then spoke unto me the other angel who went with me, and showed me what was hidden, what is first and last, in the heaven in the height, and beneath the earth in the depth, and at the ends of the heaven, and on the foundation of the heaven, and in the chambers of the winds, how the spirits are parted, how the weighing is done, how the fountains of the spirits are reckoned, each according to the power of the Spirit, the power of the lights of the moon, and how it is a power of righteousness, how the divisions of the stars according to their names, and all the divisions are divided. The thunders according to the places where they fall, and all the divisions which are made among the lightnings, that it may lighten, and that their hosts may at once obey. For the thunder has places of rest. There it must wait until it may peal. The thunder and lightning are inseparable, and although not one, and undivided, they both go together through the Spirit, and separate not. For when the lightning lightens, the thunder utters its voice, and the Spirit enforces a pause during the peal, and divides equally between them. For the treasury of their peals is like the sand, and each one of them as it peals is held in with a bridle, and turned back by the power of the Spirit and pushed forward according to the number of the quarters of the earth. The spirit of the sea is masculine and strong, and according to the might of his strength he draws it back with the rain, and in like manner it is driven forward and dispersed amid all the mountains of the earth. The spirit of the hoarfrost is his own angel, and the spirit of the hail is a good angel. The spirit of the snow he has let go, on account of his strength. It has a special spirit, and that which ascends from it is like smoke, and its name is frost. The spirit of the mist is not united with them in their chambers, but it has a special chamber, for its course is in clearness, and in light, in darkness, in winter, in summer, and its chamber is light, and it is its own angel. The spirit of the dew has its dwelling at the ends of the heaven, and is connected with the chambers of the rain. Its course is in winter and summer, and its clouds and the clouds of the mist are connected, and the one gives to the other. When the spirit of the rain goes forth from its chamber, the angels come and open the chamber and lead it out. And when it is diffused over the whole earth, and as often as it unites with the water on the earth. For the waters are for those who dwell on the earth, for they are nourishment for the earth from the Most High who is in heaven. Therefore there is a measure for the rain, and the angels take it in charge. All these things I saw towards the garden of the righteous. The angel of peace who was with me spoke to me. These two monsters are prepared to be fed conformably to the greatness of God, that the punishment of the Lord of spirits may cause lamentation, and slay the sons with their mothers, and the children with their fathers. When the punishment of the Lord of spirits shall rest upon them, it will rest in order that the punishment of the Lord of spirits may not come in vain upon them. Afterwards the judgment will take place according to his mercy and his patience. Enoch 61. I saw in those days how long cords were given to those angels, and they took to themselves wings and flew. They went towards the north. I asked the angel, saying, Why have these angels taken the cords and gone off? And he said to me, They have gone to measure. The angel who went with me said to me, These are bringing to the righteous the measures of the righteous and the ropes of the righteous, that they may stay themselves on the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. The elect will begin to dwell with the elect, and those measures will be given to faith and will strengthen righteousness. These measures will reveal everything that is hidden in the depths of the earth, and those who have been destroyed by the desert, those who have been devoured by the fish of the sea, by the beasts, that they may return and stay themselves on the day of the elect one. For no one will be destroyed before the Lord of spirits, and none can be destroyed. All the powers who dwell above in the heaven received a command, one voice, and one light like unto fire. That one above all they blessed, extolled, lauded with wisdom, and showed themselves wise in utterance, and in the spirit of life. The Lord of spirits placed the elect one on the throne of glory, and he will judge all the works of the holy in the heaven, and weigh their deeds in the balance. When he shall lift his countenance to judge their secret ways according to the word of the name of the Lord of spirits, and their path according to the way of the righteous judgment of the Lord of spirits, then will they all with one voice speak and bless, glorify, extol, and laud the name of the Lord of spirits. He will call on all the host of the heavens, and all the holy ones above, and the hosts of God, the cherubim, seraphim, and Ophanim, all the angels of power, all the angels of principalities, the elect one, and the other powers on the earth, over the water. On that day they will raise one voice and bless, and glorify in the spirit of faith, in the spirit of wisdom, and of patience, in the spirit of mercy, in the spirit of judgment, of peace, in the spirit of goodness, and will all say with one voice, Blessed is he, and may the name of the Lord of spirits be blessed forever and ever. All who sleep not above in heaven will bless him. All the holy ones who are in heaven will bless him, and all the elect who dwell in the garden of life, every spirit of light who is able to bless, and glorify, extol and hallow your blessed name, and all flesh which will beyond measure glorify, and bless your name forever and ever. For great is the mercy of the Lord of spirits, and he is long-suffering, and all his work, all the extent of his work, he has revealed to the righteous and elect in the name of the Lord of spirits. Enoch 62. So the Lord commanded the kings, the mighty, the exalted, and those who dwell on the earth, and said, Open your eyes and lift up your horns if you are able to recognize the elect one. The Lord of spirits seated him on the throne of his glory, and the spirit of righteousness was poured out upon him, and the word of his mouth slew all the sinners, and all the unrighteous were destroyed before his face. There will stand up in that day all the kings, and the mighty, the exalted, and those who hold the earth, and they will see and recognize him how he sits on the throne of his glory, and righteousness is judged before him, and no lying word is spoken before him. Then shall pain come upon them as on a woman in travail, who finds it grievous to bring forth when her son enters the mouth of the woman she has pain in bringing forth. One portion of them will look on the other, and they will be terrified. Their countenance will fall, and pain will seize them when they see the Son of Man sitting on the throne of his glory. The kings, the mighty, and all who possess the earth will glorify, bless, and extol him who rules over all, who was hidden. For the Son of Man was hidden before him, and the Most High preserved him in the presence of his might, and revealed him to the elect. The congregation of the holy and elect will be sown, and all the elect will stand before him on that day. All the kings, the mighty, the exalted, and those who rule the earth, will fall down on their faces before him and worship, and set their hope upon that Son of Man, will petition him, and supplicate for mercy at his hands. Nevertheless, the Lord of spirits will press them that they will hastily go forth from his presence, and their faces will be filled with shame, and darkness will be piled upon their faces. The angels of punishment will take them in charge to execute vengeance on them, because they have oppressed his children and his elect. They will be a spectacle for the righteous and for his elect. They will rejoice over them, because the wrath of the Lord of spirits rests upon them, and his sword is drunk with their blood. The righteous and elect will be saved on that day, and will never again from thenceforth see the face of the sinners and unrighteous. The Lord of spirits will abide over them, and with that Son of Man will they eat, lie down, and rise up forever and ever. The righteous and elect will have risen from the earth and ceased to be of downcast countenance, and will have been clothed with garments of glory. These shall be your garments, garments of life before the Lord of spirits. And your garments will not grow old, and your glory will not pass away before the Lord of spirits. Enoch 63. In those days will the mighty and the kings who possess the earth implore his angels of punishment, to whom they were delivered, to grant them a little respite, that they might fall down before the Lord of spirits, worship and confess their sins before him. They will bless and glorify the Lord of spirits, and say, Blessed is the Lord of spirits, the Lord of kings, the Lord of the mighty, and the Lord of the rulers, the Lord of glory, the Lord of wisdom. Of every secret is clear. Thy power is from generation to generation, and your glory forever and ever. Deep are all your secrets and innumerable, and your righteousness is beyond reckoning. We have now learned that we should glorify and bless the Lord of kings, and him who is king over all kings. They will say, Would that we had rest to glorify, thank him and confess our faith before his glory. Now we long for a little rest but find it not. We are driven away and obtain it not. Light has vanished from before us, and darkness is our dwelling place forever and ever. For we have not believed before him, nor glorified the name of the Lord of spirits, nor glorified our Lord, but our hope was in the scepter of our kingdom and in our glory. In the day of our suffering and tribulation, he saves us not, and we find no respite wherein to confess our faith, that our Lord is true in all his works and in his judgments, and his righteousness and his judgments have no respect of persons. We shall pass away from before his face on account of our works, and all our sins are reckoned up in judgment. Now they will say to them, Our souls are satisfied with the mammon of unrighteousness, but this does not prevent us from descending into the flame of the pain of Sheol. After that their countenance will be filled with darkness before that Son of Man, and they will be banished from his presence, and the sword will dwell among them before his face. Thus spoke the Lord of spirits. This is the ordinance and judgment of the mighty, and the kings, and the exalted, and those who possess the earth before the Lord of spirits. Enoch 64. Other forms I saw in that place in secret. I heard the voice of the angel saying, These are the angels who descended to the earth and revealed what was hidden to the children of men, and seduced the children of men into committing sin. Enoch 65. In those days Noah saw the earth that it was sinking down, and its destruction was near. He arose from thence, and went to the ends of the earth, and cried aloud to his grandfather Enoch. And Noah said 3 times with vehement utterance, Hear me, hear me, hear me. I said unto him, Tell me what it is that is falling out on the earth, that the earth is so tired and shaken? May I not perish with it? Thereupon there was a great commotion on the earth, and a voice was heard from heaven, and I fell on my face. Enoch my grandfather came and stood by me, and said unto me, Why have you cried to me with a cry so vehement and sorrowful? A command has gone forth from the presence of the Lord concerning those who dwell on the earth, that their end should be brought about, because they know all the secrets of the angels, all the violence of the Satans, all their hidden power, all the power of those who practice sorcery, the power of witchcraft, and the power of those who make molten images for the whole earth, how silver is produced from the dust of the earth, and how soft metal originates on the earth. For lead and tin are not produced from the earth like the first. It is a fountain which produces them, and an angel stands therein, and that angel is an eminent one. After that my grandfather took hold of me with his hand, and raised me up, and said unto me, Go, for I have asked the Lord of spirits as touching this commotion on the earth. He said unto me, because of their unrighteousness. Their judgment has been finally decided, and it will no longer be reckoned before me, because of the months which they have searched out, and through which they know that the earth and those who dwell upon it will be destroyed. For these there will be no place of refuge forever, because they have shown them what was hidden, and for those who are condemned. But as for you, my son, the Lord of spirits knows that you are pure and guiltless of this reproach concerning the secrets. He has destined your name to be among the holy, and will preserve you from those who dwell on the earth, and has destined your seed in righteousness to kingship and great honors. From your seed will proceed a fountain of the righteous and holy without number forever. Enoch 66. After that he showed me the angels of punishment who are prepared to come, and let loose all the powers of the waters which are beneath in the earth, in order to bring judgment and destruction on all who live and dwell on the earth. The Lord of spirits gave commandment to the angels who went forth, that they should not raise their hands but should wait, for those angels were over the powers of the waters. I went away from the presence of Enoch. Enoch 67. In those days the word of God came unto me, and he said unto me, Noah, your lot has come up before me, a lot without blame, a lot of love and uprightness. Now the angels are making a wooden building, and when they have completed the task, I will place my hand upon it and preserve it, and there will come forth from it a seed of life, and the earth will undergo a change so that it will not remain without inhabitant. I will make fast your seed before me forever and ever, and I will disperse those who dwell with you over the face of the earth, lest they tempt, and will be blessed and will multiply on the earth in the name of the Lord. Judgment of the watchers. He will imprison those angels who have shown unrighteousness in that burning valley which my grandfather Enoch had formerly shown to me in the west, among the mountains of gold, and silver, iron, soft metal, and tin. I saw that valley in which there was a great convulsion, and a swelling of the waters. When all this took place, there was produced from that fiery molten metal, and from the convulsion wherewith they were convulsed in that place, a smell of sulphur. It was connected with those waters. And that valley of the angels who had seduced burned continually under the earth there. Through the valleys of the land proceed streams of fire, where those angels are punished who had led astray those who dwell upon the earth. But in those days these waters will serve for the kings, the mighty, the exalted, and those who dwell on the earth, for the healing of the body, and for the punishment of the spirit, because their spirit is full of lust, that they may be punished in their body. For they have denied the Lord of spirits, see their punishment daily, and yet believe not in his name. In proportion as the burning of their bodies becomes severe, a corresponding change will take place in their spirit forever and ever, for before the Lord of spirits there will be none to utter a lying word. For the judgment will come upon them because they believe in the lust of their body, and have denied the Spirit of the Lord. Those same waters will undergo a change in those days. For when those angels are punished in these water springs will change their temperature, and when the angels ascend, this water of the springs will change and become cold. I heard Michael answering and saying, This judgment wherewith the angels are judged is a testimony for the kings, the mighty, and for those who possess the earth. Because these waters of judgment minister to the healing of the body of the kings, and to the lust of their body, therefore they will not see and will not believe that those waters will change, and become a fire which burns forever. Enoch 68. After that my grandfather Enoch gave the signs of all the secrets in a book, and the parables which had been given to him, and he put them together for me in the words of the book of the parables. In those days Michael answered Raphael, and said, The power of the Spirit transports and provokes me. Yet as regards the rigor of the judgment of the secrets, the judgment over the angels, who can endure the rigorous judgment which is past, before which they melt away? Michael answered again, and spoke to Raphael, Who is he whose heart is not softened concerning it, and whose reins are not troubled by this word of judgment that has been passed upon them, upon those whom they have so led out? It came to pass when he stood before the Lord of spirits, Michael spoke so to Raphael, I will not take their part under the eye of the Lord, for the Lord of spirits is angry with them because they do as if they were like the Lord. Therefore all that is hidden will come upon them forever and ever, for neither angel nor man will have his portion, but alone they undergo their judgment forever and ever. Enoch 69. After this judgment they will inspire fear and anger in them, because they have shown this to those who dwell on the earth. Behold the names of those angels. These are their names. The first of them is Samjaza, the second, Aristakitha, the third, Amen, the fourth, Kokabale, the fifth, Trul, the sixth, Rimjal, the seventh, Danel, the eighth, Nukael, the ninth, Barakel, the 10th, Azazel, the 11th, Amaz, the 12th, Batajal, the 13th, Basazel, the 14th, Ananel, the 15th, Turgil, the 16th, Zimapazil, the 17th, Jeteral, the 18th, Tumail, the 19th, Terel, the 20th, Rumail, the 21st, Izeel. These are the chiefs of their angels, and the names of their chief ones over 100, over 50, and over 10. The name of the first, Jekn, that is the one who led astray all the children of the angels, brought them down to the earth, and led them astray through the daughters of men. The second is called Asbeel. He imparted evil counsel to the children of the holy angels, and led them astray, so that they defiled their bodies with the daughters of men. The third is called Gadriel. It is he who has taught the children of men all the blows of death. He led Eve astray and showed to the sons of men the weapons of death, the coat of mail, the shield, the sword for battle, and all the weapons of death to the children of men. From his hand they have proceeded over those who dwell on the earth, from that hour forevermore. The fourth is called Penemu. He taught the children of men the bitter and the sweet, and taught them all the secrets of their wisdom. He instructed mankind in writing with ink and paper, and thereby many sinned from eternity to eternity and until this day. For when man was created to the end, it was not intended that he should give confirmation to his good faith with pen and ink in such wise. For man was created exactly like the angels, to the intent that he should continue righteous and pure, and death which destroys everything could not have taken hold of him. But through this, their knowledge, they are perishing, and through this power, it is consuming me. The fifth is called Castasia. He has taught the children of men all the wicked attacks of spirits and demons, the attacks of the embryo and the babe, that it may pass away, and the attacks of the soul, the bites of the serpent, the attacks which befall at noon, the son of the serpent named Bat. This is the number of Kesbeel, who showed the head of the oath to the holy ones when he dwelt high above in glory. Its name is Beka. he requested Michael to show this hidden name that they might mention it in the oath, so that those who revealed all that was hidden to the children of men might quake before that name and oath. This is the power of that oath, for it is powerful and strong. And he placed this oath key in the hand of Michael. These are the secrets of this oath. The heaven was made strong through the oath, and was suspended before the world was created and forever. Through it, the earth was founded upon the water, and from the secret recesses of the mountains come beautiful waters from the creation of the world unto eternity. Through that oath, the sea was created, and as its foundation he laid for it the sand against the time of anger, and it dare not pass beyond it, from the creation of the world unto eternity. Through that oath, the depths are made fast, and abide, and stir not from their place, from eternity to eternity. Through that oath, the sun and moon complete their course and deviate not from the path prescribed to them, from eternity to eternity. Through that oath, the stars complete their course, and he calls them by their names, and they answer him from eternity to eternity. In like manner, the spirits of the water, and of the winds, of all zephyrs, and the paths of all the bands of the spirits. In it are preserved the voices of the thunder, and the light of the lightnings. In it are preserved the chambers of the hail, and of the hoar-frost, the chambers of the mist, the chambers of the rain, and the dew. All these believe and give thanks before the Lord of spirits, and glorify with all their power, and their food is nothing save thanksgiving. They thank, glorify, and extol the name of the Lord of spirits, forever and ever. This oath is mighty over them, and through it they are preserved. Their paths are preserved, and their course is not destroyed. There was great joy amongst them, and they blessed, glorified, and extolled, because the name of the Son of Man was revealed unto them. He sat on the throne of his glory, and the sum of judgment was committed unto him, the Son of Man. He caused the sinners and those who have led the world astray to pass away and be destroyed from off the face of the earth. With chains they shall be bound, and in their assemblage, place of destruction, shall they be imprisoned, and all their works vanish from the face of the earth. From henceforth there will be nothing that is corruptible, for the Son of Man has appeared and sits on the throne of his glory. All evil will pass away before his face and depart. The word of the Son of Man will be strong before the Lord of spirits. This is the third parable of Enoch. Enoch 70. It came to pass after this that his name was carried aloft during his lifetime to the Son of Man and to the Lord of spirits from amongst those who dwell on the earth. He was carried aloft on the chariots of the Spirit, and the name vanished amongst them. From that day I was no longer numbered amongst them. He set me between the two winds, between the north and the west, where the angels took the cords to measure for me the place for the elect and righteous. There I saw the first fathers and the righteous who from the beginning dwell in that place. Enoch 71. After this it came to pass that my spirit was hidden, and it ascended into the heavens. I saw the sons of the holy angels stepping on flames of fire. Their garments were white, and their raiment and their faces shone like snow. I saw two streams of fire, and the light of that fire shone like hyacinth. I fell on my face before the Lord of spirits. The angel Michael, one of the archangels, seized me by my right hand and lifted me up, and introduced me to all the secrets of mercy, and the secrets of righteousness. He showed me all the secrets of the ends of the heaven, all the chambers of all the stars and of the luminaries, whence they proceed into the presence of the holy ones. The Spirit translated Enoch unto the heaven of heavens. There I saw in the midst of the light a structure built of crystals, and between those crystals flames of living fire. My spirit saw how a fire-girded house around, on its four sides, streams full of living fire, and how they encircled that house. Round about were seraphim, cherubim, and ophanim. These are they who sleep not and guard the throne of his glory. I saw angels who could not be counted, 1,000 thousands and 10,000 times 10,000, encircled that house, and Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Phanuel, and the holy angels who are above in the heavens, going and out of that house. There came forth from that house Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Phanuel, and many holy angels without number. With them, the head of days, his head white and pure as wool, his raiment indescribable. I fell on my face and my whole body melted away, but my spirit was transfigured. I cried with a loud voice, with the spirit of power, and blessed, glorified, and extolled. These blessings which went forth out of my mouth were well-pleasing before that head of days. That head of days came with Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Phanuel, with thousands and 10,000 thousands angels without number. He came to me and greeted me with his voice, and said unto me, You are the Son of Man who are born unto righteousness, and righteousness abides over you, the righteousness of the head of days forsakes you not. He said unto me, He calls unto you peace in the name of the world to come. For from thence proceeds peace since the creation of the world, and so will it be with you forever and ever, and ever. All who in the time to come walk in your ways, you whom righteousness never forsakes, their dwelling places will be with you and their heritage will be with you. They will not be separated from you forever and ever, and ever. So there will be length of days with that Son of Man. The righteous will have peace, and to the righteous his path of uprightness in the name of the Lord of spirits, forever and ever. Enoch Slavonic 22. I fell down and worshipped the Lord. The Lord spake to me with his lips. Be of good cheer, Enoch, be not afraid. Rise up and stand before my face forever. Michael, the chief captain, lifted me up and brought me before the face of the Lord, and the Lord said to his servants, making trial of them, Let Enoch come to stand before my face forever. And the glorious ones made obeisance to the Lord and said, Enoch, proceed according to your word. And the Lord said to Michael, Go, take from Enoch his earthly robe, anoint him with my holy oil, clothe him with the raiment of my glory. So Michael did as the Lord spake unto him. He anointed me and clothed me, and the appearance of that oil was more than a great light, and its anointing was like excellent dew, its fragrance like myrrh, shining like a ray of the sun. I gazed upon myself, and I was like one of his glorious ones. There was no difference, and fear and trembling departed from me. The Lord called one of his archangels by name Ratil, who was more wise than the other archangels, and wrote down all the doings of the Lord. The Lord said to Ratil, Bring forth the books from my store places, give a reed to Enoch, and interpret to him the books. Ratil made haste and brought me the books, fragrant with myrrh, and gave me a reed from his hand. Enoch Slavonic 23. And he told me all the works of the heaven, the earth, and the sea, their goings and comings, the noise of the thunder, the sun and moon, the movement of the stars, their changings, the seasons and years, days and hours, the goings of the winds, the numbers of the angels, the songs of the armed hosts, everything relating to man, every language of their songs, the lives of men, the precepts and instructions, the sweet-voiced singings, and all which it is suitable to be instructed in. Vrtil instructed me 30 days and 30 nights, his lips never ceased speaking, and I did not cease 30 days and 30 nights writing all the remarks. Vrtil said to me, all the things which I have told you, you has written down. Sit down and write all about the souls of men, those of them which are not born, and the places prepared for them forever. For every soul was created eternally before the foundation of the world. I wrote all out continuously during 30 days and 30 nights, and I copied all out accurately. I wrote 366 books. Enoch Slavonic 24. And the Lord called me and said to me, Enoch, sit on my left hand with Gabriel. I made obeisance to the Lord. The Lord spake to me, Enoch, the things which you see at rest and in motion were completed by me. I will tell you now, even from the first, what things I created from the non-existent, and what visible things from the invisible. Not even to my angels have I told my secrets, nor have I informed them of their origin, nor have they understood my infinite creation which I tell you of today. For before anything which is visible existed, I alone held my course among the invisible things, like the sun from the east to the west, and from the west to the east. But even the sun has rest in himself. I did not find rest, because I was creating everything. I planned to lay the foundations and to make the visible creation. Enoch Slavonic 25. I commanded in the depths that visible things should come out of invisible. A doyle came out very great, and I gazed upon him. Lo, his colour was red, of great brightness. I said unto him, Burst asunder, a doyle, and let that which come from you be visible. He burst asunder, and there came forth a great light, and I was in the midst of a great light, and as the light came forth from the light, there came forth the great world, revealing all the creation, which I had purposed to make, and I saw that it was good. I made for myself a throne and sat upon it, and I said to the light, Go forth on high, and be established above my throne, and be the foundation for things on high. There was nothing higher than the light, and as I reclined, I saw it from my throne. Enoch Slavonic 26. I summoned a second time from the depths, and said, Let the solid thing which is visible come forth from the invisible. Archas came forth firm, heavy, and very red. I said, Be you divided, O Archas, and let that which is produced from you be seen. When he was divided, the world came forth, very dark and great, bringing the creation of all things below. I saw that it was good. I said to him, Go you down and be you established. Be a foundation for things below. And it was so. It came forth and was established, and was a foundation for things below. There was nothing else below the darkness. Enoch Slavonic 27. I ordered that there should be a separation between the light and the darkness, and I said, "Let there be a thick substance," and it was so. I spread this out, and there was water. I spread it over the darkness, below the light. So I made firm the waters, that is the depths, and I surrounded the waters with light. And I created 7 circles, and I fashioned them like crystal, moist and dry, that is to say, like glass and ice. And as for the waters and also the other elements, I showed each of them their paths. To the 7 stars, each of them in their heaven, how they should go. I saw that it was good. I separated between the light and the darkness, that is to say, between the waters here and there. I said to the light, "Let it be day," and to the darkness, "Let it be night." The evening and the morning were the first day. Enoch Slavonic 28. And so I made firm the circles of the heavens, and caused the waters below, which are under the heavens, to be gathered into one place, that the waves should be dried up, and it was so. Out of the waves I made firm and great stones, and out of the stones I heaped together a dry substance, and I called the dry substance earth. In the midst of the earth I appointed a pit, that is to say, an abyss. I gathered the sea into one place, and I restrained it with a yoke. I said to the sea, "Lo, I give you an eternal portion. You shall not move from your established position." So I made fast the firmament and fixed it above the water. This I called the first day of the creation. Enoch Slavonic 29. Then it was evening and again morning. It was the second day. And for all the heavenly hosts I fashioned a nature like that of fire, and my eye gazed on the very firm and hard stone. From the brightness of my eye the lightning received its wonderful nature. Fire is in the water, and water in the fire, and neither is the one quenched, nor the other dried up. On this account lightning is brighter than the sun, and soft water is stronger than hard stone. From the stone I cut the mighty fire. From the fire I made the ranks of the spiritual hosts, 10,000 angels. Their weapons are fiery, and their garment is a burning flame. And I ordered them to stand each in their ranks. One of these in the ranks of the archangels, having turned away with the rank below him, entertained an impossible idea, that he should make his throne higher than the clouds over the earth, and should be equal in rank to my power. I hurled him from the heights with his angels. He was flying in the air continually above the abyss. So I created all the heavens. Enoch Slavonic 30. And it was the third day. On the third day I ordered the earth to produce great trees, such as to bear fruit, and mountains, every sort of herb, every seed that is sown, and I planted paradise and enclosed it, and placed fiery angels armed, and so I made a renewing. Then it was evening, and it was morning, being the fourth day. On the fourth day I ordered that there should be great lights in the circles of the heavens. In the first and highest circle I placed the star Chrono, on the second, Aphrodite, on the third, Ares, on the fourth, the sun, on the fifth, Zeus, on the sixth, Hermes, on the seventh, the moon. I adorned the lower air with the lesser stars. I placed the sun to give light to the day, and the moon and the stars to give light to the night. The sun that he should go according to each sign of the zodiacs, and the course of the moon through the 12 signs of the zodiacs. I fixed their names and existence, the thunders and the revolutions of the hours, how they take place. Then it was evening and the morning, the 5th day. On the 5th day I commanded the sea to produce fish and winged fowls of all kinds, all things that creep upon the earth and 4-footed things that go about the earth, the things that fly in the air, male and female, and every living thing breathing with life. It was evening and morning, the 6th day. On the 6th day I ordered my wisdom to make man of 7 substances: his flesh from the earth, his blood from the dew, his eyes from the sun, his bones from the stones, his thoughts from the swiftness of the angels and the clouds, his veins and hair from the grass of the earth, his spirit from my spirit and from the wind. I gave him 7 natures: hearing to his body, sight to his eyes, smell to the perception, touch to the veins, taste to the mood, the bones for endurance, sweetness for thought. I purposed a subtle thing. From the invisible and visible nature I made man, from both his death and life, and his form. And the word was like a deed, both small in a great thing, and great in a small thing. I placed him upon the earth like a second angel, in an honorable, great, and glorious way. I made him a ruler to rule upon the earth and to have my wisdom. There was no one like him upon the earth of all my creations. I gave him a name from the 4 substances: the east, the west, the north and the south. I appointed for him 4 special stars, and I gave him the name Adam. I gave him his will, and I showed him the 2 ways, the light and the darkness, and I said unto him, This is good and this is evil. That I should know whether he has love for me, or hate, that he should appear in his race as loving me. I knew his nature, he did not know his nature. Therefore his ignorance is a woe to him that should sin. And I appointed death on account of his sin. I caused him to sleep and he slumbered. I took from him a rib and I made him a wife. Death came by his wife and I received his last word. I called her by a name, the mother, that is Eve. Enoch Slavonic 31. Adam had a life on earth. I made a garden in Eden, in the east, and that he should observe the law and keep the instruction. I made for him the heavens open, that he should perceive the angels singing the song of triumph. There was light continually in paradise without any darkness. Because things were subservient to Adam on earth, the devil took thought to rule it and have lordship over it, as if wishing to make another world. The devil is to be the evil spirit of the lowest places. He became Satan after he left the heavens. His name was formerly Satanael. Then though he became different from the angels in nature, he did not change his understanding of justice but sinful thoughts. He understood the judgment upon him and the former sin which he had sinned. On account of this, he conceived designs against Adam. In such a manner he entered and deceived Eve. But he did not touch Adam. But I cursed him for ignorance. But those I previously blessed, I did not curse them, nor did I curse man, nor the earth, nor any other things created, but the evil fruit of man, and then his works. Enoch Slavonic 32. I said to him, Earth you are, and to earth also from whence I took you shall you return. I will not destroy you, but will send you whence I took you. Then in my second coming I can also take you. I have blessed all my creation, visible and invisible. I blessed the seventh day, which is the Sabbath, for in it I rested from all my labors. Enoch Slavonic 33. Then also I established the eighth day. Let the eighth be the first after my work, and let the days be after the fashion of 7,000. Let there be at the beginning of the 8,000 a time when there is no computation and no end, neither years, nor months, nor weeks, nor days, nor hours. Now Enoch, what things I have told you, what you has understood, what heavenly things you has seen, what you has seen upon the earth, and what you has written in books by my wisdom, all these things I devised so, as to create them, and I made them from the highest foundation to the lowest and to the end. There is no counselor, nor inheritor of my works. I am the Eternal One, and the one not made with hands. My thought is without change. My wisdom is my counselor. My word is reality. And my eyes see all things. If I look to all things, they stand fast. If I turn away my face, all are in need of me. Now pay attention, Enoch, and know you who is speaking to you, and you, take the books which you yourself has written. I give you Samuel and Ragil who brought you to me. Go with them upon the earth and tell your sons what things I have said to you, and what you have seen from the lowest heaven, up to my throne. For I have created all the hosts and all the powers, and there is none that opposes me or is disobedient to me. For all are obedient to my sole power, and labor for my rule alone. Give them the works written out by you. They shall read them and know me to be the Creator of all. They shall understand that there is no other God beside me. They shall distribute the books of thy writing to their children's children, from generation to generation, from nation to nation. I will give you Enoch, my messenger Michael the great captain, for your writings and for the writings of your fathers, Adam, Seth, Enos, Canaan, Mahalaleel, and Jared your father. I shall not require them until the last age, for I have instructed my two angels Ariuk and Parayuk, whom I have put upon the earth as their guardians. I have ordered them in time, to guard them, that the account of what I shall do in your family may not be lost in the deluge to come. Enoch Slavonic 34. For I know the wickedness of men, that they will not bear the yoke, which I have put upon them, nor sow the seeds, which I have given them, but will cast off my yoke and accept another, and sow vain seeds, bow to vain gods, and deny me, the only God. They will fill all the world with wickedness and iniquity, and unclean impurities with one another, sodomy and all other impure practices, which it is unclean to speak about. On this account I will bring a deluge upon the earth, and I will destroy all, and the earth shall be destroyed in great corruption. Enoch Slavonic 35. And I will leave a righteous man of your race, with all his house, who shall act according to my will. From their seed, after some time, will be raised up a numerous generation, but of these, many will be very insatiable. Then on the extinction of that family, I will show them the books of your writings, and of your fathers, and the guardians of them on earth will show them to the men who are true and please me, who do not take my name in vain. they shall tell to another generation, and these having read them shall be glorified at last more than before. Enoch Slavonic 36. And now I, Enoch, give you a period of 30 days to work in your house. Tell your sons and all your household before me, that they may listen to what is spoken to them by you, that they read and understand how there is no other God beside me, and let them always keep my commandments. Begin to read and understand the books written out by you. After 30 days, I will send my angels for you, and they shall take you from the earth, and from your sons, according to my will,